another station I don't understand. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land. Nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. It's Football Friday tonight. Oh, you got to get your funky groove on. That's what I'm talking about. Got to play that axe, man. Got to get that axe in there as well. Football Friday means football music throughout the show. What would that be without that? I mean, the greatest single piece of football music ever recorded in the history of mankind. I mean, we couldn't live without that. Of course, Football Friday also means
it's the holiest day of the week, the Friday Trifecta.
We'll get to that as well in a moment. Thank you, Paulie. We welcome those of you watching on WZZN TV, our YouTube channel, and on X as well. You can check that out if you haven't yet. And also, we welcome our listeners on 97.7 ESPN, the app, and those listening over the air in Winchester, Tennessee, and ESPN Winchester. Lines are open today at 256-576-4977. It's the most interactive day of the Thom Abraham Show. We have just one guest for you today. That's Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. That comes up a little bit later on in the show. But today is the day that you get in and react to everything that we've been talking about this week and get your opportunity to take advantage of the Friday Trifecta. Again, that number is 256-576-4977. Now, you can also text the show at 7329-TA-SHOW. That's 732-982-7469. It is a great way to communicate with us. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The Zone is on X at 97.7 ESPN. Go ahead and shoot a follow to at ESPN Winchester as well. And speaking of apps, not only do you want that Zone app, but you want that Talk Radio WZZN app for more great programming. And snag the ESPN Winchester app for their great content as well. Now, tonight, I will be down at the Hockey Barn. And it is a big night, obviously, down there tonight with the Havoc. It's Grateful Dead night tonight down there as well. Grateful Dead night. And that means that they'll be wearing special Grateful Dead jerseys tonight down there at the Havoc, which those of you that are watching the show on WZZN TV, you see over my shoulder this way here, over my shoulder right here, the Grateful Dead jersey that they will be wearing tonight with the very cool classic Huntsville Havoc logo on it. But it has like the tie-dye look to it and everything else. Now, I'm sure they'll be playing some Grateful Dead music there tonight at the game. I am not a Deadhead, but having said that, there are some things that the Grateful Dead did that I really like. Though that one real late in their career, what is it, Shades of Gray or Gray something or whatever. I'll get Joe to play it for me. You'll know what I'm talking about tonight. They'll be hosting the Roanoke Yard Rail Dogs, which is too wordy a name for me. I mean, Yard Rail Dog. I'm not going to be called. I'm just going to call them the Dogs tonight when I do the game with John Boy Dewey Magoo down there. Now, here's the deal: the game will be on the Hockey Zone. Or the Havoc Zone. If you look at your app, all right, if you got the app or if you go online at 977ESPN.com, you'll see the Hockey Zone logo. There's a really cool, I should say Havoc Zone, the Havoc Zone logo there. Really cool logo by Junior, by Baby Abe. He did that. I think this guy's got more nicknames than anybody. Captain Cool, you know that guy. So that logo is there. So you just click on it, you listen to the game. But here's the deal. Tonight, we do have the UAH Chargers in St. Louis taking on Missouri St. Louis. Steve Moulton will have that game along with Scott Tyson for you. That game tips at 5:30, okay? It'll be over about the time the puck drop happens. So tonight, we will back it up, a little double dip, a little Charger Havoc double dip. So tonight, on our air, you will hear the Havoc hockey game. So if you've never heard me do a hockey game before, and I don't know, many of you that have been listening to the station for a long time, I've done Havoc games intermittently for the entire 21 years of the Havoc. Okay. But if you haven't, you would take it in and you can go ahead and bust my chops about that if you want to do that as well. We've got your holiday shopping covered at our Big Zone Deal site as well. You can find the link at 977ESPN.com, and then you can chow down and play a little great golf all at half price right now. And the folks in Franklin County, you need to jump on that deal as well. We just restocked a couple of your favorite deals, and we have added Bigfoot Little Donuts to the offering. I mean, who doesn't love coffee and donuts, right? It's holiday time. What a great gift that would make. So we have loaded that back up with Bigfoot Little Donuts for you, and you can go check that out as well at the site. And today only, we got a special today. Every Friday, it's a little special on there. We got a special today. Today only. Full Moon Barbecue. Just $20 for $50 worth of gift certificates. What a gift that would make. And that's while supplies last. When it runs out, it runs out. But right now, you can get $50 worth of Full Moon Barbecue for just $20. All right, so there you go. Do your shopping there. Of course, today we'll feature the often imitated, never duplicated Friday Trifecta. This is your chance to win great prizes every week by picking games against the spread. This one is open to all of you. So anybody that is within my earshot, whether you're listening over the air or whether you're listening on a stream in places like Georgia or Florida or Virginia or wherever you are listening to the show, this is your chance to get into the Friday Trifecta. Now, the games have been posted on the social media platforms, but the only way to get in over the next couple of hours is over the phone or over the text window. So over the phone or over the text window. And then after that, you can get in through the text window right up until kickoff. Do not Facebook them to me. Do not put them on X or anything like that because I won't get them. All right, just too much. I won't get them. You just go ahead and you just send them into the text window at 256-576-4977. That's how you call it in. You call it in at 256-576-4977 or send them to the text window at 7329-TA-SHOW. That's 732-982-7469. Now, I'm got to tell you right now, we keep track, obviously, of your picks all season long, and the season-long winner of the Grand Trifecta wins the VIP package to the TransPerfect Music City Bowl coming up on December 30th, which is the SEC versus the Big Ten, and we will push it as far as we can to wait on that. We'll probably get all the way to the first playoff week, and that's when it'll end, but there's not a lot of games left in this thing. And this thing right now is tighter than a horse's butt during a fly breakout. I'm going to tell you that right now. This thing is tight right now. And everyone is still alive. You're all still in it right now as we speak. The lead right now is Wolverine Dan and Kyle and Kerry and Scottsboro all have 6. That's it, 6 points. I mean, every week it's worth 3. You could cut it halfway into the league. Josh and Mongo and Graham have 4 points. Richard, LSU, Lou, Graham, Fritz, Donnie Wood, Donald, Crimson Carl, Brandon, Auburn Mike, they all have 3 points. Bunch of all these are on the board with a couple of points or with 1 point. Now, you can make hay in a hurry on this thing. Let me get you in to this one here. We're going straight college football all the way across the board. A newcomer to the Friday Trifecta, never before in the Friday Trifecta, is Indiana.
Just remember, when you're at a game and you see grass, it's the opposite side of the ball. But if you see hardwood out there, it's the other end of the floor. Try to help you young guys in this profession you've chosen. It's 1 or 2 steps above prostitution.
The late, great Bobby Knight. They get 11.5 at Ohio State.
You know what? I hate to do this, but I'll take the Suckeyes.
Texas A&M.
A&M bought every player.
Minus 2.5 on the Plains.
Are you guys going to put us in with 3 losses in the playoff?
Not this year. Alabama.
I like this kind of football.
Minus 13.5 at Oklahoma.
I've always said I'd never recruit a white quarterback.
It's a Barry Schweitzer. No Barry. And in our bonus.
But you can join the Army.
Army, first time. No, I shouldn't say that. They're always in there with the Army-Navy games, always in there. First time not in the Army-Navy game. Army is in the trifecta as they will be at Yankee Stadium to take on Notre Dame.
Rudy was offside.
There you go. What a scene last night in Cleveland, Ohio. The Cleveland Browns and the full Jameis Winston experience was on display. I mean, you got the great throws. You got a touchdown run in the snow that knocked the battery out of his helmet. You got an interception from him. You got a fumble in the pocket from him. He made a tackle and gave outstanding post-game interviews.
Just remember when you're at a game and you see grass.
No,
just
that's not
remember
him.
when you're at a game and
That's not Jameis Winston. That's at their Bobby Knight. Where's Jameis Winston from after the game? I don't know. This might be him.
Man, you know, it really was amazing. Like, I was just praying on the sideline because that fourth quarter, it really was like it was a whole paradigm shift. Like, we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is really an NFL's film moment. The snow starts pouring down. It starts getting like I felt like my feet started getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up getting that win.
An NFL Films moment. Look, the dude is from Bessemer, Alabama. Never started a game in under 45 degrees. Certainly never played a game in the snow. He definitely has a career on one of these shows when his playing career ends. That dude will be talking football to you people till long after I'm gone. You watch. That dude right there, that's a dude that will be on the pregame shows, whatever. He won't be on a game coverage. He'll be on some kind of pregame coverage. Myles Garrett was a beast, and I think that the now 3-8 Cleveland Browns exposed the 8-3 Steelers as a bit of a fraud. Yeah, the Steelers will be a playoff team, but they could really struggle down the stretch. They have 2 left with the Bengals, plus another one with Cleveland. They got the Ravens, the Eagles, and the Chiefs, and it's at the Ravens. At the Eagles. They get the Chiefs at home. I mean, they could go from 8-2, where they were before they got to the snow in Cleveland, to 10-7 in a hurry. In a hurry. And Mike Tomlin made a big mistake. Mike Tomlin had the Browns at 4th and 2 after Jameis, with 50 seconds to go in the game, after Jameis Winston threw a pass that hit a lineman and illegal touching. He took the 5-yard penalty instead. It would have been a 43-yard field goal in the snow for the Browns. They were going to go for it. And instead of the 4th and 2, he backed them up 5 yards and took the 3rd and 7. First he took the penalty, then he didn't take the penalty, then he took the penalty, then he didn't take the penalty. Ultimately, he took the penalty and he gave Cleveland 3rd and 7, which gave them the comfort of knowing they had 2 downs to get the 7 yards. And Winston immediately hit Jerry Jeudy for 15 yards. Jerry Jeudy, I didn't even know he was on the team. Well, I knew he was on the team, but Jerry Jeudy was in a witness protection program when Deshaun Watson was the quarterback there. And Jerry Jeudy has been a stud ever since at like 80 or 90 yards receiving yesterday. All right, back in mission control. Playing the Play Doesn't Matter in the stacks of wax and answering the phones and keeping us on the phone, keeping us on the air. It's the one and only Jumpin' Joe Hunk.
Baby shark, baby shark.
Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horsemen. You can hardly understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lift.
If I saw myself in clothes like those, I'd have to kick my own ass.
Tom, can you get me off the hook? For old time's sake.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I'd put this thing together out of spit and polish.
What is your name? Detective. It doesn't matter what your name is. And this is important because let's get that third one.
They hit that little tank, get that heroic ability.
Satisfaction is guaranteed. So passionate.
Jordan!
So long, Nashville, Tennessee. You can't have what's left of me. And as far as I can tell, it's our time. I wish.
Hey, Jumpin' Joe Hunk. Look, there is a big push by the Browns and some of their community to build a dome stadium in Brookline. I think it's called Brookline, Ohio, which is 15 minutes from downtown Cleveland, away from the lake. And, you know, they're pining for this dome stadium and everything else, which there are none of in the AFC North. There's 2 in the NFC North, Minnesota and Detroit. I'm just going to say this about that. Do we really want to give this up? I mean, I get it that it you know, can affect the game, but I mean, how much do we love a good weather game, right?
Oh no,
I mean,
I was glued to it. I was glued to it last night. I sat in my office. I had it up on the TV, and my wife got done getting our daughter down to go to bed, and then she walked into my office. She looked. She goes, "Is it snowing?" She goes, "That must be really cold." And I said, "It's just snowing just a little bit." She walks out. She says goodnight to our son. She comes back, and it's a blanket on the field. She said, "I thought you said it was just snowing a little bit." I was like, "Well, it was 4 seconds ago, and now it's no. There's no reason. I don't think any team should be playing in a dome. I absolutely don't. I think that this is what is like most amazing about this time of year, is seeing football games in the snow. I want every game like this. It was so much fun last night.
And the ratings are going to be through the roof. You watch when the numbers come out, they're going to have very high ratings. It was a very competitive game, even in the snow. And that kind of snow, to be honest with you, is not that cold. It was like 35 degrees. And that is a classic lake effect event where it comes in and it snows 5 or 6 inches per hour. And it's not something that's predicted. Nobody can predict lake effect snow. But I'll tell you what, Joe, 50 degrees, 48, 50 degrees raining is 1,000 times worse than 35 degrees with big fluffy flakes coming down. And it was a little bit breezy. I've been to a number of games in those conditions. I've played in a few games in those conditions. And I just, what did he say? Jameis Winston said it was an NFL Films moment. And that's what it was. And we want to take that away? We want to put that in a dome? Stop it.
Well, no, it was stunning. And for a lot of people that are asking, they have coils underneath the field to keep the field warm and everything. But the amount of snow that came down in the third quarter was too much for the field to be able to continue to stay warm enough to get it off the field, or at least to melt it. So that's the reason why you got the look that you got last night. If it was a casual snow like it was during halftime in the second quarter, then it was going to stay where you could actually see the field. But with this and the way that was going, both teams were affected. Heck, there were times you couldn't even see where your player was running because Pickens went right, the football went left. You had times where Jameis was stepping up in the pocket trying to evade a sack. He throws to a wide open tight end over the middle, and he had nobody within 5 yards of him and just drops it because he couldn't even see the ball coming at him. Like that's football. Both teams were playing in those conditions. So it affected the game, but you still had an amazing football game happening on Thursday night.
Do you know who invented the heated field?
For some reason, I want to say New England. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
It was actually Vince Lombardi in the 60s, the old frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Vince Lombardi said, is there any reason we can't put pipes underneath the field,
heated water,
and then we can go ahead and heat the field. Now he invented that. He came up with that idea before the ice bowl. All right, and before they had the ice bowl, when the field was a complete and total skating rink, and the guys had to take their cleats off and put sneakers on so that they could kind of get some kind of surface and some kind of grip. What happened was it was the first time they were going to use the heated field, and the pipes froze. So it was like a hockey rink, and it was like ice underneath the ice. The pipes froze, but they perfected it. But still, you're right. When it comes in really fast, I mean, the surface is still going to get cold enough to hold snow, but the footing wasn't terrible.
No.
But look, guys doing ice and snow angels. I watched it. I watched the post game because I was so geeked up, of course, as a Browns fan. And they had these afterwards, Carissa Thompson and the whole cast of the post-game show, they all jumped out on the field into snow and did snow angels and things like that. You got to have it. My thing would be this. If you're going to build a dome, and this goes for any of them, we have the technology for retractable domes now. If you're going to have a dome, because you want to have a Super Bowl or a Final Four or a national championship in college football or concerts and things like that, if you feel it's necessary to have a dome, fine, but you should be required to leave it open during the entirety of the NFL season. You should have to leave it open. And there's so many, like in Indianapolis, they got a dome. As soon as it drops below 60 degrees, they shut the dome. I mean, get out of here with that.
Yeah. Most times there was one time they did it, and it was funny because they told the team that they were going to have it closed, and then they did it, and that team was freezing on the sidelines because they didn't bring any cold gear because they thought it was going to be in a dome. But you're right.
Houston's stadium have a retractable dome?
Yeah,
Houston. They never open it anymore. Houston, I know in baseball they do, but in Houston, I don't think ever open in Houston.
It is very rare that it is actually open. I mean, I know that a lot of the stadiums now, like I would make it a rule, like you were saying, is in you have to have it during the football season. I would at least some sort of rule of anytime it is below 90 degrees and above 30 degrees, you must have it open.
Yeah.
Like something like that, where it is because it adds to the way that the game is played in the atmosphere and everything else. And okay, so what? You got to bundle up to go to a game. That's what you've been doing for decades.
Have you ever seen, and you know what? If it rains, it rains. You know what I mean? It's part of football.
It's part of football.
You want to close it for, because you're going to have a basketball tournament, that's fine. But if it rains, it rains. Dallas is a retractable dome. The stadium, has Dallas ever had the roof open?
Well, they did Monday.
Huh?
They did Monday night.
No, they did not.
Yeah, that's the reason why the roof was falling in. That's why all the shrapnel and stuff was coming off the roof, because it was like the first time they'd opened it in so long. You didn't
Monday night?
Yeah, when they had the Monday night football game, when it was yes, pieces of the roof fell before the game because they were opening the roof. Yeah,
I didn't even know that. They had the roof open on Monday night.
Yeah,
they still lost.
Because the reason why they did was because of it was a big joke because the Cowboys put up curtains before the Monday night football game, and people were laughing about it you put curtains up in the windows of the stadium and you open the roof when you're going to have a night game, instead of actually doing this for the day game where you had the issues with the sun.
Why would they put curtains up for a night game?
No, I don't know, but they did. They put curtains up in those windows before the Cowboys game last week.
I had no idea I missed that story, and now I'm looking at it right now. That's crazy. Yeah, it's stuff falling off the roof. A sheet of metal. One sheet of metal fell
a massive
off of the roof. That is crazy.
Yeah, the video of it shows it landed right beside a security guard, and he's like, "Whoa, what the heck?"
All right, so hour number one is wide open for you. We'll get to break in here. We'll come back. We start taking our calls next. So Wolverine Dan will be up. Lou, stay in there. You'll be up as well. It's the Thom Abraham Show. We're off and running on a football Friday.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bob Baumhauer here. Are you out of ideas for those stocking stuffers? Our selection of delicious signature sauces make great stocking stuffers for that chef of the house. Kick up your favorite holiday dish with our legendary hot sauce. If you enjoy our char-grilled black and white chicken, then grab a bottle of our fabulous legendary white barbecue sauce. Would you like to have a Bam Bam shrimp on your holiday menu? That's easy. Just pick up a bottle of Baumhauer's Thai sweet chili sauce. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Next time you're online looking for landscaping inspiration, open Instagram and check out Southern Gent Landscaping. They can help make your yard your dream outdoor oasis. Southern Gent Landscaping can handle it all, from landscape maintenance and installation to irrigation and hardscapes, even AstroTurf. Turn your yard into a landscape you'll be proud to show off. Call Southern Gent Landscaping at 256-509-6088. 509-6088. Southern Gent Landscaping. Professional landscaping performed with satisfaction guaranteed.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that his mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. Trust our team of professional, clean, and friendly electricians. We'll get it done right and get it done safely.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in the respective state or county.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show on a Football Friday in the Doghouse. The segment of the show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance Center, where a week from today, they'll have a massive Black Friday deal going on for you. Black Friday only. You get a top-load washer with a glass lid, 4.3 cubic foot stainless steel tub for just $6.99, and you get the dryer for free. You have limited quantities. It's first-come, first-served deal. Black Friday only at Owen Home Appliance Center, both locations, Somerville and Lacey Springs. Lacey Springs location just 8 miles south of the river on 231. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name at Owen Home Appliance Center. Big news yesterday was that Bryce Underwood, who is the number one recruit in the country, 5-star quarterback, he flipped his commitment from LSU to Michigan. He's the highest rated recruit ever in the history of Michigan. And Joe was just telling me something in the break just before we came live. And Joe, you need to finish that thought. What are you telling me about what's Bryce Underwood's connection to Connor Stallions? What are you saying?
So the quarterback that just committed to Michigan plays for Bellevue High in Bellevue, Michigan. And his assistant coach on the team is Connor Stallions, who just got caught in the whole cheating scandal with Harbaugh.
Right.
And now he's an assistant coach at that high school.
That's hilarious.
That is some chestnut checkers.
I did not know that. Well, what was he doing committed to LSU in the first place? All I heard was that he got $10.5 million for 4 years. That's what I heard. And that's what we get now. We get contract information now with players. He got $10.4 million, $10.5 million for 4 years. Did Bryce Underwood. So at least they get themselves a quarterback. And then also USC losing a quarterback, the number 2 or number 3 player in the country, jumping from USC to Colorado. So, Deion Sanders. All these people that think Deion Sanders is headed for the NFL, it's not happening, people. I'm telling you right now, I don't see it happening. I'm not saying he's staying at Colorado forever. He said he put his kickstand down there. He said he's put a kickstand down. Now he's got a great quarterback recruit to replace Shedeur. When Shedeur goes off to the NFL, I think Deion's staying put. If anything, I think he'll, at some point in time, maybe move to a different college. But what he wants to do, I think he needs to be around young people. That's his mission, not coaching pros. His shtick wouldn't fly with the pros. Interesting stuff. All right, let's go to the lines. We start with, he's got to be pretty happy about the quarterback flip. It's Wolverine Dan. Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing quite well. I always start all with, we still have to do business. I've not received my Corleos, brother.
Yeah, I have it, so that's why you haven't gotten it yet. I need to get it to
you. Yeah, I know, Tom. Well,
are you going to the game tonight? Are you going to the game?
Yeah, I'm going to the game tonight.
Are you going to the game?
Bring that thing to him tonight.
It with me. I'm going to put it in my folder right now. I'm going to put it in the folder and bring it to the game, and you'll get it tonight. Come see me at the.
We'd like to see Magoo, too. Also, both you guys. So.
Yeah, well, come see me, and we'll get you touched up.
Yeah, stick it in your folder. There you go. And listen, we've been putting up Christmas lights, so it's real festive in the house right now. So, Anyway, with that said, speaking of being festive, well, the number 1 player in the nation coming to the right school at the right time. This is important stuff. I mean, we get this, and this team with a quarterback. I guarantee you, if this team had a quarterback, we'd be at least competitive to where. I'm not sure if we'd make the playoffs, but we'd be on the cusp of making the playoffs with a decent quarterback, because that's what we were lacking this year.
You probably have 6 wins instead of 5 wins. You probably have 6 wins.
No, let's not go there. And then Connor Stallions thing, you're beating. Guess what? You're beating a dead horse. Stallion, get it? Dead horse. You're just beating a dead horse on that one. Listen, bottom line is this: Portnoy ponied up some cash, and so is the rest of our boosters. See, Tom. We were part of that booster thing, okay, and spending money on players. We wanted to try to do it the correct way. But unfortunately, Ohio State and other teams forced our hand. And here's what you did. You guys woke up a sleeping giant, because you know as well as I do, and all your listeners, Michigan has a serious alumni that are very rich.
Well, where have they been for the last couple of years? I mean, now all of a sudden they're going to buy a player?
They want to do it the right way, Tom, and unfortunately you can't do it that way anymore. You got to cheat. Or no, you shouldn't say cheat. You got to spend the cash. And now we got the cash, and it's coming down the pipe, and we're going to be right back on top. You watch.
Well, they better buy a coach too, because the one they got ain't going to ever win.
Well, no, he ain't. I told you about that. When he had the 3 timeouts left, and it's a little over a minute, and we could have possibly won that game against Indiana. There was possibilities, and his coaching that hurt it for us. Okay, and I hate to say this, but I think Campbell, he can hurt you too. I mean, he does for a lot of 4th down conversions, but it only takes that one to knock you out of the division championship, and that happened to us. So, with that said, this weekend, you have the lead puck block, put in the Lions over the Indianapolis Colts. We'll get 10 wins. So you tell me, when is it time to lock us in the playoffs? How many wins we got to get, Tom?
What do you mean? When is it time to lock? Obviously, to lock in the playoffs. The question is, are they going to be the number 1 seed? Which right now, there's really nobody pushing them to be the number 1 seed. In the NFC. I mean, that's a 50-50 prospect, but still,
Well, and before I do my picks, Badger Larry, big Packer fans. Now, I'm going to tell you what, Larry and you got the 49ers, and after the 49ers, you got Tua in the Miami Dolphins. You got your guy, you guys, who online right now waiting on you, and those guys are going to beat Green Bay. So that's 2 more losses. And, and then, of course, we got the game break already on both of those teams. We won against Green Bay and Minnesota.
Yeah, but you got to play the Packers again. And, so we'll see how that works out, because I think the Packers went there last year on Thanksgiving Day and whacked you. So you got that.
No, we got the Bears on Thanksgiving.
No, last year you had the Packers on Thanksgiving is what I'm saying. But didn't they go in there last year and whack you? So they can go in there and whack you again. That'll be a primetime game. You got the Buffalo Bills. They could whack you. You got the 49ers. You're going to go to San Francisco. They can whack you like they did in the playoffs. And then you're going to finish the season playing the Vikings for the division title. And who knows whether or not you beat the Vikings or not.
No. You're dreaming. This team is the team. Total team right here from top to bottom. Now, with that said, let's do this trifecta. And put that little coupon in your little, what do you call it, Alabama folder. And I'll come by. Are you way up in Mount Everest? Way up there?
Yeah, we'll be up there. You come and see us. We'll come up.
I might have to get my inhaler.
Well, we might see it. We might see it beforehand floating around in the hallway. I don't go up there till
I'm in the main. I got the nice seats, the inner circle.
All right, Indiana gets 11.5 at the Ohio State Buckeyes. You know who the Buckeyes are, right? They're the team that are good every year in the.
You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I don't even want to hear that recording. I'm going Indiana.
Just remember, when you're at a game and you see grass, it's the opposite side of the ball. But if
A&M is minus 2.5 at Auburn.
Oh, I'll take that. A&M all day long.
A&M bought every player.
Alabama is minus 13.5 at Oklahoma.
I can't take Evil Empire. I can't do it. I got to go.
I've always said I've never recruited a white quarterback.
And Army gets 14.5 at Yankee Stadium against Notre Dame.
Oh, I guess the Domers. I'm going the opposite way. I ain't taking no Domer.
All right, we got you in.
All right. Hey, don't forget to have I'll talk to you before Thanksgiving. Right now, I got that plan too. So,
right.
Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you tonight. And I look forward to seeing Magoo too.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right, see you.
So his phone still all chirping and everything?
Yeah, at times he was jumping in the water and talking to you underneath. Yeah, that was him.
I thought it was my connection. I wasn't sure. I don't know what it is about that phone that he's got. I don't know what he's got. Does he got like a cricket phone, like a throwaway phone, a burner? Is that his drug phone or something? I mean, what is that thing that he's got?
Yeah, he's got the one that you just have to go pick up somewhere from a secondhand store behind. Yeah, absolutely.
I think
that's what it sounds like. Check it tonight when he gets up there. Check it tonight. Said, show me your phone so I know what you're talking to me on.
We'll see what he's talking to us on. All right, let's grab a break. If you want to jump on to this one, this is a good one. This is a good Friday trifecta. We got good prizes for you here. I'm going to throw Havoc tickets in there. If you can win this, anybody that hits this Friday trifecta will get Havoc tickets, and that's a tough ticket to get, man, because they're sold out every game now. So I got some Havoc tickets for you, and I got food for you if you can hit this trifecta. So if you want to jump on board, you can do it. 256-576-4977 will get you in the Thom Abraham Show. More in a moment.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This Action Update is brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/G-Bank.
Thursday Night Football, the Browns beat the Steelers 24-19. The Browns paid plus 165 with the upset. The Steelers were favored by 3.5. The over-under was 37. Looking ahead, the Packers favored by 3 at home against the 49ers. Arizona by 1 on the road at Seattle. The Rams by 3 at home against Philadelphia. Denver's a 6-point favorite on the road at Vegas. The Texans by 7.5 against Tennessee. Kansas City is favored by 10.5 at Carolina. Washington by 10.5 at home against the Cowboys. Detroit by 7 at Indianapolis. The Vikings by 3.5 at Chicago. Miami by 7.5 against New England. Tampa by 6 against the Giants. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join us all season long as we get you ready for primetime NFL action every Monday night. Along with Kevin Harlan, Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, and the entire Westwood One team will take you inside the locker rooms and the stadiums for exclusive previews and all the play-by-play action. Every week on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, we'll sit under a partly cloudy sky, low temperatures falling into the low to mid 30s. We can continue to see wind gusts as high as 15 miles per hour. Heading into our Saturday, probably going to be starting off to some areas of patchy frost. Otherwise, we'll see plenty of sunshine, high temperatures warming into the mid and upper 50s for the afternoon. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
And welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Glad you are with us on a Football Friday in the Doghouse. Taking your calls. Lee Sterling coming up at the top of the hour. We'll get his take on the games as well. Let's go back to the line. Smokey Mike is up next. Smokey Mike, welcome in. How are you?
Big dog, I'm just like Joe Dirt right now. Keep on keeping on, you know?
Yeah, I hear you. Your boy Jason Swaim going into the Huntsville Sports Hall of Fame. That's kind of exciting stuff.
It's well deserved. I mean, it's kind of weird being when I was a sophomore and playing varsity, there was Swain right there playing wide receiver, but also the head coach of Tulane was a linebacker / tight end.
Yeah. Now you want a piece of this trifecta?
Of course I do, big dog.
All right, let's get it started, man. Indiana gets 11.5 at Ohio State.
Indiana's a washed-up fake team that's going to drop below Tennessee after they get their butt kicked. So, Ohio State.
You know what? I hate to do this, but I'll take the Suckeyes.
A&M is minus 2.5 at Auburn.
Well, you know, actually, I want to kind of see A&M more so in Atlanta with the A&M Texas game. So let's go with A&M.
A&M bought every player.
Bama is minus 13.5 at Oklahoma.
Now let's make it Bama versus A&M. So let's get Bama.
I like this kind of football.
And Army gets 14.5 at Yankee Stadium against Notre Dame.
And let's expose those frauds known as Fighting Irish, and let's take the Army.
Did you say Army?
Mm-hmm.
But you can join the Army.
All right, we got you in, Mike. Have yourself a great weekend.
You too, big dog.
All right, thank you. Smokey Mike. Jeff is up next. I'm not sure which Jeff this might be, but we'll see. Jeff, welcome in. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Good deal. I was just going to get in on the trifecta.
All right, Indiana gets 11.5 at Ohio State.
Ohio State.
You know what? I hate to do this, but I'll take the Suckeyes.
A&M is minus 2.5 on the Plains.
I'm going to go with the Aggies because Auburn is the dumpster fire.
A&M bought every player.
That line seems weird to me. I don't know why, but that line seems a little off.
Yeah, it does look weird.
Doesn't it seem odd? I mean, I know they got whacked. I get that, but it just seems weak of a line. All right. Alabama is minus 13.5 at Oklahoma.
Overtime.
I like this kind of football.
And Army gets 14.5 at Notre Dame.
I would like Army, and they've had a great season, but I just think Notre Dame's got way too much in the end, so I'm going to go Notre Dame.
Rudy was offside.
All right, Jeff, we got you in, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man, thank you. All right, we have one the end of the hour. We'll go ahead and get that in. You'll go ahead and line up your phone calls, and we'll get you in next. It's the Thom Abraham Show. More in a moment.
Sorry.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It all comes back to money.
Visit our store right now at zonedeals.bigdealsmedia.net to take advantage of all the best deals.
That's the
or just go to our website, 977espn.com, and click on the Zone Deals logo to start saving right now.
Now, as to the price.
These deals won't last long, so get yours now. Zone Deals. You'll thank us later.
A man who could easily afford to buy a vowel.
If you work in a dangerous or logistically intense industry, you know good training can be a challenge. There are training costs, safety concerns, and difficulty replicating real-world scenarios. There's a better way used right now in the Army and in all our armed services to better prepare our heroes, and it's available to you in your organization.
It's coming and going. It's like worse than ever.
Development team is
I don't know
revolutionary.
if it's on my end or what.
Training, dangerous industry, STEM, and sports performance domains with cutting-edge virtual training that immerses you in lifelike scenarios without the cost and safety concerns for trainees. With higher echelons game-based training, you'll experience realistic simulations, precision accuracy, and unparalleled safety. Higher echelon founder Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets and puts that experience to use. His team has been building cutting-edge virtual training environments for soldiers and clients for a decade. Higher Echelon, the name you can trust for advanced training solutions. Reach out at higherechelon.com to get your free consultation. Go higher and go Army.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's
Dr. Gray, what is that?
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday, we'll see mostly sunshine, high temperatures only topping out in the low 50s for the afternoon. Wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour will continue to be possible. Heading into our Friday night, a partly cloudy sky. Low temperatures fall into the mid-30s for the overnight. Probably going to be waking up to some areas of patchy frost for our Saturday. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN. The Zone.
I wanna thank you. Thank you for making us your #1 choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
And welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Segment of the show is brought to you by
the Service Department of Woody Anderson Ford, second to none.
Is the award-winning
Service Department of Woody Anderson Ford. Don't forget the mobile service they have
at Woody Anderson Ford.
At Woody Anderson Ford, where they will come out,
change your oil, or rotate your tire, take care of things like your windshield wipers or your lights. And if you're only available on the weekend or in the evening, it's Quick Lane Service Department for your one-stop shop. Service brakes, tires, batteries, and more. No matter the service, your Ford needs, Woody Anderson insures quick, professional, and exceptional. I want video evidence. I'm going to show you Joe. I got my notes here. Okay, Joe is sometimes watching the show as well on the WCCN
the
TV feed.
WCCN TV
So
feed.
Joe, there you go. All right, so here's my folder for tonight. Okay, and I got my game notes in there and stuff. There's my folder, and there, right there, you see in the folder is an envelope, and it's marked Dan. Right. So there you go. There should be no question now.
No question now.
It's there. All right. So it's in there.
And go have a beautiful, delicious Mexican tomorrow.
That's right. So I got the Corleos in there. There's the notes.
There's the game notes.
It's in the folder. He's right. It's in that folder.
It definitely is an Alabama folder
that I use for use. And there you go. So I don't want to hear anything about it. Dan doesn't get it to me. That's because he couldn't give me tonight to get it. We go to lines. LSU Lou is up. Lou, welcome in. How are you?
What's going on, fellas? I'm okay.
All right. You want to get in on this deal? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. You know I want to get in.
All right, let's do this. Indiana is can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear both of you perfectly fine.
All right. Heard that.
Heard that too.
Sounds like a garbage truck or something in the background. Lou, what's going on there? Where are you working?
There was a garbage truck. That's a Ford Mustang.
Oh, it was a Ford Mustang. A Woody Anderson Ford Mustang went racing by, Lou. Crazy. All right. Let me get you in quick. Indiana plus 11.5.
Oh, I'm going to take the under on that game.
Take the under on that game. Indiana or Ohio State? Oh, the underdog. Okay, you got him.
30 seconds for both of you.
A&M minus 2.5 at Auburn.
I want to take Auburn. I'm going to gamble with that.
Bama minus 13.5 at Oklahoma.
Bama, but not by the money line.
15 for both of you.
All right. And Army plus 14. All right. Army plus 14.5 at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame all the way.
All right. We got you. All right. Coming up. More next right after this.
014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around
Jeez.
called The Freeze.
I cannot.
Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free?
Should be able to reboot that thing. Gotta know which commerce is the commerce though.
You are a grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join us all season long as we get you ready for primetime NFL action every Monday night. Along with Kevin Harlan, Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, and the entire Westwood One team will take you inside the locker rooms and the stadiums for exclusive previews and all the play-by-play action. Every week on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Did you say you were trying to redo it?
On at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyota-thon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. This is Sports
Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Southwestern Athletic Conference has opened an investigation into allegations Jackson State players and coaches had access to game week practice film of Arkansas Pine Bluff before the team's game November 2nd. Allegations came to light 2 days before Jackson State's 41-3 win. A UAPB player informed the coaching staff he was told by a Jackson State player that Tigers defensive players were in their team facility watching practice film of the Golden Lions from that week. The NBA is urging players to take additional precautions to secure their homes following reports of recent high-profile burglaries of houses owned by Bucks forward Bobby Portis and Timberwolves guard Mike Conley Jr., as well as Kansas City Chiefs teammates Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Warriors and Pelicans tip off the Friday NBA doubleheader tonight, then Nuggets host the Mavericks, 7 Eastern, ESPN.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
From the this is Crimson Tide today.
Still kind of weird.
So
next I got to check the
America's original chicken finger restaurant, now an official
thing.
partner, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. After Alabama's 187 win over Illinois on Wednesday.
Nah, go ahead and get them. I mean, I can make it out. And we'll,
they're good. They're a lot of games. They're super skilled. You know, we got some contributions from some guys maybe that weren't expected. 4 threes from Grant, which was huge. But LeBaron continues to play well. Pushing a triple-double with 9 assists, 1 turnover. He's 16, 9, and 7. So he's stepped up and our 2 high major games. He's looked pretty good so far.
Go back to the beginning of the game. You guys are 5 for 6 from the 3-point line. Can't miss from deep. But looking over at the bench, you didn't seem to be too pleased with the defensive effort at that time, but you guys picked it up on that end.
Yeah, no, I mean, at one point we'd hit, I don't think we'd miss. We'd hit 4 threes, I think. And
I'll have more in moments.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe, just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
We've got you covered for Alabama football on Saturday against Oklahoma. Our coverage from
Wednesday
on the radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as the Yay Alabama booth cam, streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Guthrie's. Crimson Tide Today is a production of Crimson Tide.
Yeah, Wednesday at 1 o'clock will be fine.
The Iron Bowl began in 1893. It is November, so it's time for another Iron Bowl. We'll get you up to date on the latest, hearing from both coaches and reliving some of the more memorable moments from past Iron Bowls. 1996.
2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Shotgun, Kitchens gets the snap, throws left, Riddle makes the grab 5, angles right, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown with 26 seconds to go. This Iron Bowl is tied at 23, and it's for the Tide to win it with an extra point. Out of the snap of Chester Lewis and the hold of Lance Tucker. The snap is there. The hold is there. The kick is up. The kick is good. And Alabama, with 26 seconds remaining, has taken a 24-23 lead on the Auburn Tigers. Bama win on what will be a most emotional night in Crimson Tide football history.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog. Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about. Be a dog. God bless the show. You are the Messiah. We need more dogs. This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on. That's my dog. Now live, here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Kel McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show on a football Friday in the doghouse. This is the show North Alabama Mortgage, whether you are listening in Alabama or whether you're listening in Florida. It's North Alabama Mortgage for you. Tennessee as well is where North Alabama Mortgage is set up. And look, equity is at home equity is at an all-time high, but so is that average consumer debt. So this is the time to clean up the average consumer debt that you have. And you can always refi as the rates continue to come down on your mortgages. Or if you're looking at a home improvement, same thing. Use the equity in the house now, refi later. Or even if you're looking for that second home, that investment home, that one on the lake or the beach or in the mountains, like Lee Sterling has. You go ahead and you make that purchase, and North Alabama Mortgage has great programs to help you make that happen on a second home, a vacation home. Go to NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. Lee Sterling joins us now on a Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good. Heading off tomorrow morning. My daughter singing the national anthem for the Bears game, so that's exciting. Nice. And then come back Monday night and get ready for a lot of feasting. So get ready for the turkey bake-off, as talked about for many times between my two daughters.
So you're flying up there just to see her sing the national anthem. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
you're a good dad.
Field. I mean, how do you miss that?
Yeah, that is a pretty big deal. Has she done it there? I mean, that's a big game too. Really.
Any better stadium than that as far as history and
especially for singing the national anthem.
They get into it there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wonder, do they do like the Chicago Blackhawks? I've been to Blackhawk game at the old stadium where they cheer the whole way during the they don't cheer the whole way during the deal.
No. Or like Kansas City where they say at the end the home of instead of the Brave the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, right. They don't do that. No, they're very, very into it. So I think they mainly have male singers do it, and over the years. So
now does she live there in Chicago, or
she lives in New York City? So they fly.
She lives in New York City, so she got the gig from New York. That's great.
Yeah. So second year. Make a long story short. So she met Kevin Warren. She was bartending, Kevin Warren, the used to be head of the Big Ten, president of the Big Ten, and they had an office, I guess, in Chicago and also New York, and he came in a bunch of times with his wife, and then one time he comes in with a gentleman. She couldn't figure out whether he was a football player or a basketball player, like 6'4", 6'5" guy.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out he was the former NFL linebacker from Iowa, and someone else, a woman who works for Kevin. The three of them were sitting at the bar, and she noticed he had a Big Ten like lapel pin, and they were watching games. And she said to him, "Oh, I see you might be a big fan of the Big Ten. Do you think there's any chance Penn State has a chance to make the Orange Bowl?" This was two and a half years ago.
Yeah.
And he said 2 years ago, and so he says, "Well, actually, there's not a very good chance." So it turns out, he says to her, "Why'd you ask?" She says, "Well, I'm singing the national anthem for the Orange Bowl football game." And
cool.
What? Do you understand how big the Orange Bowl football game is? Mm-hmm. And she's like, "Yeah, my dad, I'm from Miami. My dad's taken me to a couple of them, and yeah, I know how big it is." And he's like, "Here's my card. I know you've served me before. I don't need to see your tape. I'd love you to sing the Big Ten championship game." It was, that was a month away, he said, for the following year. Well, it turns out 2 months later, he left the Big Ten and became the president and the CEO of the Bears. And fate would have it, she sang last year, and they invited her back.
Now, here's the connection from Lee Sterling to daughter to Thom Abraham to the Bears. the GM there, Ryan Poles. Yeah, Ryan Poles, the GM there. His daddy was my roommate when we traveled on the road together when we were college football coaches. And Ryan and my son, Ryan has actually played in our turkey bowls. Ryan has been in a number of turkey bowls as a little kid. And his son and my son used to play until they fell asleep during practice when they were 6, 7, 8 years old. When we would be at football practice.
Tennessee, right?
No, his brother Ronnie Poles was a running back in Tennessee, but this was up in New York. Ryan's dad, Junior, played for the Boston College Eagles and was an outstanding defensive end there. And so Ryan and my son would play while we were during practice. They'd fall asleep in the tackling dummies over at the end of the field during practice and stuff. And
so Ryan, remember that?
Oh yeah, little yeah, absolutely.
I'll be up, and they usually after she does the run through, we go into the dining room for breakfast, and so if I run into him, I'll mention that. I'm sure Abraham said to say hi.
Yeah, well, Coach Abraham to him. Yeah, you watch. If you say, for him, it would be Coach Abraham. Do you remember Coach Abraham and Joe? And his dad, Junior.
That was in New York?
Up in New York. We were coaching at St. John Fisher College, and Junior was he had the D line, I had the linebackers, and I was the special teams coordinator. And so Junior and I were really close. We lived in the same year. We were good. I mean, Junie was with us for 3 years, and we were 7-3, 7-4 type of team. I think we had an 8-3 season in there as well.
Respectable.
Yeah, we were good. We were pretty good. And Junior was great. Junior was the only black coach that we had on our staff, and it was interesting. He taught me a lot of stuff, and he would have private meetings with like the black players on the team and stuff, and it was pretty interesting to see some of the things that he said to those guys. But it was really cool. And Junior and I were pretty tight. So all right, let's get to these games. Here's something that in this wacky season of college football, here's something we never thought we would say. The 6-4 Vanderbilt Commodores and the 6-4 LSU Tigers get together. I mean, I don't know what the look-ahead line was this summer. It probably was closer to 27 than it was 7. Yeah. But that's where we're at. 7.5 LSU at home, only a 7.5 point favorite over Vandy. What do you think?
Yep. So I think LSU, unless they show up really ready to play, I think Vandy's going to give them a game. Now, every 4 to 6 weeks, Vandy, LSU decides they're going to play, and if they decide to play and they play anywhere close to what they did against Arkansas, Vandy's in trouble. But they have trouble against dual threat quarterbacks. We've seen that. We've known that all year. And Diego Pavia, I mean, may not be much of an NFL prospect, but he is a dual threat quarterback. So they remind you a little bit of Doug Flutie at all?
A little bit, yeah. I didn't think of Flutie. He's grittier. I think he's grittier than Flutie. He reminds me a little bit more even of a Johnny Manziel type. I think he's a little grittier than Flutie. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see, but Doug Flutie's a little bit better passer.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm going to take Vandy. I'm going to say LSU wins 35-30, but Vandy covers.
Yeah, Pavia will be a UFL/CFL type of quarterback. And most of these kids can't wait to get to the NFL. Pavia is suing the NCAA for a 6th year of college football because he knows he can get paid, if he stays in college football. So, yeah, exactly.
You think he's going to win or no?
Yes, I think he'll get that year. I think the NCAA has got no team. They're like, whatever you guys want to do. Who cares?
Great for college football. I'll say that.
Right. Exactly. So this Texas team looked very sluggish and against Arkansas. Speaking of Vandy, Texas's best win is the Vandy. I mean, right now you look at it, that's their best win of the season. It's on the road at Vandy where they squeaked out a 3-point win. Now they get Kentucky, who feels like they're mailing it in, and they're 20.5 point favorite over Kentucky. Does Texas get their groove back before the A&M game?
They should. I mean, they had Arkansas. It was 13-0. Should have been probably 17 or 21-0, and just couldn't put them away. I mean, I think, maybe it's the toughness, and I can't figure it out talent-wise. I mean, they're top 2, top 3 in the country. Kentucky, Kentucky's only chance here is they got to control the clock here and the ball. the two best games that they had when they stayed in the game against Georgia and they beat Ole Miss. They controlled it for 36 and almost 40 minutes of the game. I don't see that happening here. They just don't have a running back or receiver that scare you like even last year when they had Ray Davis. So I'm going to take this Texas team, and I'm going to lay it 35-10 Texas.
This one's a little dangerous. We're looking at all of these 10-2 potential 10-2 teams in the SEC, 6-2 teams that could be in the SEC to determine who's going to the SEC championship game. One of those is Ole Miss, and they're at Florida as a 10-point favorite. Florida seems very sporty right now. What do you think about Ole Miss laying 10 and a half at Gainesville?
Yep, they are sporty and good. I thought it was the best move, keeping their head coach, Billy Napier. So at the first part of the year, they looked absolutely horrendous. But now they beat Kentucky a month ago. They beat LSU last week. And instead of starting all over and taking 2-3 years to rebuild this thing, I think they have enough talent in their freshman and sophomore class. And it looks like they're recruiting now all of a sudden off these wins. And they're going to be a tough out here. But sometimes it's about matchups. So they have not faced a dual threat quarterback to start the game. A couple quarterbacks have come in that can run. But so they're going to face Jackson Dart, which is going to give them problems. He's thrown for over 3,100 yards, 22 touchdowns, and run for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. They looks like we'll face Trey Harris. I have a real good sneaking suspicion he's going to play for Ole Miss. He's their deep threat. And then on defense, they're so underrated. No one talks about their defense. Their run defense allowing just 2.2 yards per carry. And if Florida can't get, 4 or 5 yards a carry, they're going to be in trouble and stuck in some third and long situations. And Ole Miss, number 1 in the country, 46 sacks here. I like Ole Miss, 34-16.
At least Sterling with us here talking about some of the games that are coming up. We'll get to the games now that a lot of folks are interested here in the state of Alabama. Texas A&M, this one looks like a little bit of a moto, a master of the obvious here. Texas A&M only a 2.5-point favorite against Auburn. Is this the time that Auburn actually steps up and wins a game against a meaningful game against an SEC opponent?
Yeah. A lot of people, the play last week was obviously Kansas. Kansas, getting points at BYU. I don't know about this one. I think one of the reasons that this line is so low is Texas A&M did not play well at South Carolina, got blown out. Maybe they got that bad game out of their system. And then on top of that, you look at Auburn here. They average 407 yards per game in SEC play. That should equate to about 28 to 30 points a game, but it's not. Their quarterback play is that bad. So I expect Texas A&M get the job done here, control the line of scrimmage, and I think they're going to possibly even rotate both quarterbacks here, use them in the right situations where they feel they have the best matchups. I like A&M here. I think they win this game 30-14.
Wow. All right. So over the summer, Alabama at Oklahoma, the look ahead was 2.5. Now it's 13.5 when they're actually going to play it. And Oklahoma looks horrific on offense. But again, it's still a tricky spot. It's Norman, Oklahoma, and this is their season here. If they can knock Alabama out of the playoff, if possible. Alabama's a 13.5-point favorite there. What do you think?
I think Oklahoma's defense is good enough to stay in this game. So they are at home. If they were on the road, you fall behind by double digits, it gets out of hand. But I think the crowd's going to be juiced. It's going to help them here. Their offense is improving slightly. Not that they're good, but they're improving slightly. And I think they can run the ball some. So if they can, run the ball and if they can have a 33 to 35-minute time of possession out of the 60 minutes, I think they can hang in this game. So double-digit team with a really good defense, I think that's usually a recipe to cover. I don't think they win the game. I think Alabama wins 27-17, but I'll take the almost 2 touchdowns.
All right, so how do they get this Missouri-Mississippi State game? Missouri's a 7.5-point favorite against State. Alabama fan, by the way, looking for Missouri to win one of these last 2 games. Tennessee could actually jump over Alabama in the 6-2 race if, in fact, in the tiebreakers, if Missouri were to lose both of their final 2 games of the season against Mississippi State and Arkansas. How do they get this pick?
Just right now, call. Be one of the first 5 callers, 800-400-9741. First 5 callers. We're going to give them this huge Missouri-Mississippi State game for free, 800-400-9741. How about this, Tom? My college football 50-unit max wager game of the year goes tomorrow.
Ooh.
Found the right game. I will text you the game, and that way you've got it. Feel free once it starts tomorrow to text it out so everyone knows what it is. And we're career-wise 70-26 on our 40 to 50-unit max wagers. We've had a couple 45 units this year that both won. So first 50-unit play of the year. You want to get it, just $97. Or how about this? 2 weeks of all of our phone service plays, that's 10 to 14 games a week, just $197, and it will include the game of the year. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
All right,
check them out, ParamountSports.com. Lee Sterling, he's got a big one for you this weekend. Those 50-unit deals, there's no such thing as a lock. That's almost a lock. When Lee says it's a 50-unit deal. All right, Lee, I appreciate you so much. Yeah, shoot me that. Text me that pick, Lee. I'm dying to know what it is.
Right now.
All right, brother.
All right, buddy. All right, we'll talk next week.
Have a good weekend.
Yes, we will. Wednesday next week, Lee. All right, thank you. Yeah, Wednesday next week, by the way, because obviously we'll be off Thanksgiving Day and on Friday after Thanksgiving, a lot of football on the air for you. But so Wednesday, we will do a Beat the Big Dog and the Trifecta. The Turkey Fecta will come to you on Wednesday. So we'll have our Turkey Fecta for you on Wednesday. And, of course, that'll include the Iron Bowl and the Michigan-Ohio State game. Both of those games don't seem to be very competitive this year, do they? But there's a line. So we'll plug the line in, and we'll see what it looks like that way. All right, you want to jump on board now and get your picks in for the Friday Trifecta? This is a good time to do it. 256-576-4977 will get you into the show. There is a little bit of a gulf that is widening between the SEC, the Big Ten, and all the rest of college football. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Daniel Jones is on the street. That's right. The Giants went from giving Daniel Jones this huge contract to benching him and going with Tommy Cutlets the rest of the way to just cutting him. They just released him. He's out there now. He can sign with anybody right now. Daniel Jones is out there. I'm not talking about for your fantasy. I'm talking about like real. And something about the college football playoff that I did not know about. Maybe you guys did. I don't know everything. But I find it a little bit fascinating, and I'll share that with you as well. It's all coming up in the last half hour of the show. It's the Thom Abraham Show. Back with more right after this. All right, I'm going to reset my modem. I'll come back to you. Hear me?
I'm Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford.
Lose everything.
This team takes great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It all comes back to money.
Visit our store right now at zonedeals.bigdealsmedia.net to take advantage of all the best deals in the Tennessee Valley. Or just go to our website, 977ESPN.com, and click on the Zone Deals logo to start saving right now.
Now, as to the price.
These deals won't last long, so get yours now. Zone Deals. You'll thank us later.
A man who could easily afford to buy a vowel.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The Iron Bowl began in 1893. It is November, so it's time for another Iron Bowl. We'll get you up to date on the latest, hearing from both coaches and reliving some of the more memorable moments from past Iron Bowls. 2013.
56-yarder. Does not have the leg. And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see. I cannot believe it. 34-28. And we thought a miracle in Jordan Hare was amazing.
Lots of wise and well-informed car buyers wait all year long for this time of year because they know year-end deals are worth the wait. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. We've got 700 Fords for you to choose from. And if you've had your eye on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, listen up. Come and see us at Woody Anderson Ford today, and you'll drive home with no payments for 90 days, plus get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months and $1,000 in bonus cash. This is good, and it bears repeating. Come get your best year-end deal on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, and you'll keep your cash for the holidays and make no payments for 90 days. You'll also get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, we're going to throw in $1,000 holiday bonus cash. The year end is here, and we've got the deals that make it worth the wait. With your good credit, these offers end December 31st, only at Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, "If you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself."
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Segment of the show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, where thousands of area residents have received world-class care from the Valley's most trusted and experienced group of orthopedic surgeons and medical specialists. TOC, servicing the Huntsville Havoc, Alabama A&M, most of the high schools in the region, 13 locations throughout the Tennessee Valley, including in Fayetteville, Tennessee. Those of you listening in Southern Tennessee. If you got an orthopedic problem and are considering professional care, TOC is the only logical choice. Whether it's a work-related injury or you got sidelined playing the sport that you love, you need the best care, the best physicians, the best facility to get you back in the game. And I think you'll agree that the Orthopedic Center is right for you. All right, phone lines are open if you want to get in. This is the time to do it. 256-576-4977. We got an interesting all-college football Friday trifecta for you. Got a great chance to win prizes just for hitting this trifecta. I'll hook you up with tickets to an upcoming Havoc game, and I'll hook you up with some chow as well. What we got for you is Indiana getting 11.5 at Ohio State. A&M is -2.5 at Auburn. And, just heard Lee Sterling. He said Auburn by A&M by like 2 touchdowns. It feels like that. It feels like a moto, but or a modem. It could feel like a modem, but it feels like a moto to me. A master of the obvious, but that's what we thought last week, and a lot of games went the opposite way. Alabama's -13.5 at Oklahoma, and in your bonus, Army gets 14.5 at Yankee Stadium against Notre Dame. I just think that's a fascinating game. I think it's a fascinating matchup. I think it's a fascinating game.
All right. As I said, there is a gulf that is growing between the SEC and the Big Ten and all the rest of college football. I touched on this a little bit yesterday. I didn't give you the details of how it would look. But the Big 12 and the ACC, along with some other schools, they're going to meet with these folks that are trying to cut out the NCAA and create basically a 80-team Super League. And another group was looking at maybe a 70-team Super League. And Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti are saying basically they're not interested in the meeting. He's saying those people are just trying to be us, and it's up to them to try and figure it out. And, they're kind of right. Why would the SEC want to water itself down or break up what they have in place? It sounds like college football socialism to me. These other schools, they're trying to build something where, hey, let's drag the SEC and Big Ten into this deal and see how this works. And I don't know that the SEC and the Big Ten need this aggravation or need to change something like this. But look, it seems nutty. But you know what? Players with free transfers and NIL seemed crazy about 5 years ago. And here we are. So I have this, what the league would look like with the 8 10-team divisions, 7 made up of the current Power 4 schools and 1 regulation division, if you will, made up of group of 5 schools that fluctuates. They would get in and out of the thing. So your Southeast division, remember, each only has 10, so we're eliminating 4 SEC teams out of this Southeast division. Your Southeast division would be Alabama, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee, and Vandy. Okay, so who's out? Missouri, see ya. A&M, boy. Texas, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas. All those people would be gone. In the Central Division, you'd have BYU, Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas State, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, and Utah. Southwest, Arkansas, Baylor, Cincinnati, Louisville, Houston, SMU, TCU, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. And out west, you'd have Arizona State, California, Oregon State, Southern Cal, Stanford, UCLA, Washington State. The Midwest would be Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan State, Minnesota, Ohio State, Northwestern, Purdue, Wisconsin. So what did they do with Penn State? They moved Penn State to the Northeast. The old Big East feel. Boston College, Maryland, Notre Dame, Penn State, Pitt, Rutgers, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, West Virginia. So you would play everybody else in your division. You'd have 9 games against teams in your division. And then you would play teams outside of your division to make up the other 3 regular season games. And then there'd be 8 champions. And those 8 champions would then there'd be a 16-team playoff. So you'd have the 8 champions, and then you would have 8 at-large teams. And that's the way it would work. It's kind of interesting. It's also what it would be if we just had the conferences stayed where the conferences needed to stay instead of becoming these big super conferences, these huge conferences. What these people want to do, they want to wipe out the NCAA altogether. The Athletic broke this story. The ACC and the Big 12 are meeting with these people. Big 10 and the SEC said, no, we're good. We're good. All right, phone lines are open. 256-576-4977. Grumpy is up. Grumpy, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. I guess I'll do the trifecta, and then I want to ask you a question.
Okay, trifecta is Indiana getting 11.5 in Columbus against Ohio State.
I'll take Indiana.
And
just remember, when you're at a game and you see grass, it's the opposite side of the ball. But if
there you go, that's our boy Bobby Knight. A&M is -2.5 at Auburn.
Man, I was going to say Texas A&M, but feels bad. I think Auburn might do something, but I'll go chalk Texas A&M.
A&M bought every player.
Bama -13.5 at Oklahoma.
Dadgummit. Which way are you going on that?
That's a lot of points, but I don't think Oklahoma can score against a stiff breeze. I think Alabama eases away in the second half and wins this 28-7 or something like that.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me go with Alabama.
Roll time! Maybe I gave you an Auburn guy on your roll time. And Army gets 14.5 at Yankee Stadium against Notre Dame.
14.5. I guess I'll go Notre Dame.
Rudy was offside.
All right.
Two things real quick.
Your question. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, I think that your little snippet for Indiana, instead of playing Bobby Knight, you just should have had that Google me.
Google me?
Google me. Yeah, the coach Cinetti or whatever said Google me. You're familiar with that when he said that,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Hey, also, you were saying that you thought that domes should retract in the NFL. Would that be for any kind of weather?
Yes, I would. I would say that, look,
Why
man,
would you do that?
open them up. I'd say open them up. Let's play football. If you get a game like last night, you get a game like last night. You play in the snow, you play in the rain, you play in the mud. Let's well, they don't have mud anymore because fields are too good.
But Tom, it affects the game.
So, well, that's part of the game. Playing outside.
Well, see, I wanted you to step in that puddle because you're the same guy. Love you, Tom, man. I think the world of you. But I just don't agree with you when it comes to the DH. And if you're going to use that line of reasoning for the NFL, why shouldn't the National League kept not having the DH? It affects the game. It's the same line of reasoning. I agree with you on a lot of things, but when the National League added the DH,
yeah, but I mean oh, well, but you lost me there. I mean, that's a rule of play. That's how you play the game. I mean, they've been playing the American League's been doing that for 50 years, and it was time to.
You can't say that's how you play the game, and then also want to retract the stadium. I mean, either be an older curmudgeon or don't.
So So are you saying the American League shouldn't have the DH?
I think it added a lot to baseball when one league had the DH and one league did not have the DH. I thought it added something to the game. And
well, it did. It did when the leagues didn't play each other. I agree with you when the leagues didn't play. But once we eliminated an American League and a National League, they used to have different umpires, a different president. They used to have a different rules. And the National League was always the low fastball strike league. The American League was always a curveball, higher strike league. It was just the way it was. And they had different, umpires and everything else. But once they made it all the same, I mean, we really probably should have all the same rules. It's not like the NFL. It would be like the AFC having one set of rules and the NFC having another set of rules.
That's a long way around the barn, but yeah, I agree with some of that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to say it affects the game, let the weather do their thing. You got to have if you drive to the stadium and you're not bringing a glove, you're not a baseball player, man.
There you go. Baseball fan, yeah. Joe, where were you on when they added the DH to the National League? Did you like it not having it in the National League, even though everybody plays everybody now? There's no more, American League and National League for any, intents and purposes.
Well, no, I felt it was needed. Now, do I think the DH is a rule that should be there? No, I don't. I don't think it should be at all. But I mean, I have nephews, I have family members that some of them literally have been pitchers since they were a senior in high school, and they have not swung a baseball bat in 5 years because high school, college, minor leagues, everybody uses DH, and then you're basically being asked for 6 or 7 years. All right, you don't have to worry about picking up a bat. Then you make it in the National League. It's, hey, here's a bat. Let's see you try to swing for the first time in a decade. So it's something that if the rest of baseball from little league all the way up to now what is the major leagues is doing it, then you can't have a league that doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's the point. It's like we're going to ask people to hit, and it is a hole in the lineup. I mean, Shohei with Ohtani notwithstanding. And I think we're actually going to see a little bit more of that over the next couple of years. I bet you find more guys because, you know how it is because you played college baseball. All the way up through college baseball, generally your pitchers, they're like is great a hitter as well. I mean, you got pitchers that are great batters, and, we'll let them, go ahead and hit and see what happens. The reality, though, is, as you say, everybody uses the DH now at every level.
Look, I mean, even if you go to a Trash Pandas game, it would be the equivalent of, hey, when the Trash Pandas, who are an American League affiliate, is playing a National League affiliate, then the National League affiliate would then need to use the no DH and have their pitchers hit, whereas in the Trash Pandas would be able to use the DH because their pitchers don't have to hit because they're in the American League. So you've got to make it even, having the same teams playing each other on a basis and then not having the same rules for both. It goes back to umpiring. There was a point in time, and people and kids are never going to know this, where there were American League only umpires and National League only umpires. And now they're across all of Major League Baseball. Like that was a thing at some point in time.
Yeah, they had their own they had their own offices. I mean, there was an American League president and a National League president. There was the American League office and the National League office. There was the American League umpires and the National League umpires. The leagues had different rules. All right. And basically it was the DH rule. And the thing is that when you had pitchers hitting in the National League, an American League only had the pitchers had to hit in interleague games when he went to National League parks. That was patently unfair. Because it's easier to put a guy in as a DH when a National League team would go to an American League city, they got to use as a DH. So it's much easier to take a guy who's a liability in the field and just give him a bat. At least he's a hitter, and you have him hit, than it was to have an American League pitcher who never, ever grabbed a bat and who didn't run the bases. All of a sudden you hand him a bat and you tell him to run the bases, and it was patently unfair. When American League teams went to National League parks, it wasn't unfair for National League teams to go to American League parks because they got an advantage. They got to put a batter in.
Well, and also it goes against the way that you designed your baseball team. Whereas now, again, because now baseball players, as far as once they get older in age, they used to only have 15 options of where they could go and just be a DH, like your Albert Pujols. Whereas when the DH came into effect in the National League or wasn't there, that also took a bat away from you on the bench, because now that guy who was a massive home run hitter can go to the American League, make a lot of money, and play every single day, where he couldn't do that in the National League.
No, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right, let's grab a break. We will come back. We got Brandon. We got my cousin Vinny. We'll get you guys in on the other side of this break on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This Action Update is brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/G-Bank.
Thursday Night Football, the Browns beat the Steelers 24-19. The Browns paid plus 165 with the upset. The Steelers were favored by 3.5. The over-under was 37. Looking ahead, the Packers favored by 3 at home against the 49ers. Arizona by 1 on the road at Seattle. The Rams by 3 at home against Philadelphia. Denver's a 6-point favorite on the road at Vegas. The Texans by 7.5 against Tennessee. Kansas City is favored by 10.5 at Carolina. Washington by 10.5 at home against the Cowboys. Detroit by 7 at Indianapolis. The Vikings by 3.5 at Chicago. Miami by 7.5 against New England. Tampa by 6 against the Giants. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentives, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, we'll sit under a partly cloudy sky, low temperatures falling into the low to mid 30s. We can continue to see wind gusts as high as 15 miles per hour. Heading into our Saturday, probably going to be starting off to some areas of patchy frost. Otherwise, we'll see plenty of sunshine, high temperatures warming into the mid and upper 50s for the afternoon. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Now, welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Glad you were with us on this Football Friday. Going to be a great weekend of football coming up. Started out last night with a snow globe game. Thought it was fascinating. That looked great. Had that game on our air, too, last night for those of you listening on The Zone. And I can't wait to see the numbers on it. You watch, it's going to be very highly rated. And look, the NFL wants those snow games. What do you think the NFL is going to Green Bay on Thanksgiving night for? The NFL executives, the TV executives at NBC, they are squeezing for a nice little snowstorm, or a little bit of snow anyway, some sort of snow, for that NFL Films moment. You know, like Jameis Winston said, got to have that NFL Films moment.
Man, you know, it really was amazing. Like, I was just praying on the sideline because that fourth quarter, it really was like, it was a whole paradigm shift. Like, we were playing so well offensively, and then bang, bang, back-to-back drives with turnovers. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is really an NFL's film moment. The snow starts pouring down. It starts getting like I felt like my feet started getting heavy because I'm squishing through the snow. And man, it was so good, and it was so great to end up in that win.
It's a paradigm shift. I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't need this paradigm shift. Sounds good. It's an NFL Films moment. That dude will be working on TV. Brandon is up next. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm just sitting here in my mind disagreeing with you about pitchers batting and why I think pitchers should have to bat.
Why do you think we should have that hole in the lineup where the pitchers bat, and then the guy number 8, the hitter, doesn't get any good pitches to hit either, because they know that the pitcher's coming up next, and pitchers average for the last 10 years in the National League a batting average of 143. So tell me exactly why you want pitchers to bat.
You shouldn't be able to throw a ball and possibly hit somebody in the head with it if you don't have to go out there and face the same danger.
Is that enough of a reason? I mean, how many times are guys actually headhunting versus, guys get hit most of the time when a guy gets hit, it's because the pitch got away from the pitcher. How many times are actually headhunting when, okay, that's a reason to have batters bat, pitchers bat, 5 times a game for 162 games because of the 3 times during the season you threw at a guy? I say better off let the batter take the bat with him out to the mound. Charge him out with the bat.
It's not as bad in pro baseball as it is in high school baseball. Go to the games and see how many times people get hit. I know coaches around here.
Yeah, but on purpose?
Intentionally hit people. It's purposeful. Yes, it is.
You think in high school they're throwing at people on purpose?
Oh, absolutely. I know coaches that'll tell you that they've told their pitchers to hit people. My wife played softball. They told her to hit people. I pitched to about the 6th grade, and we had a guy hit 3 of our guys, and first pitch I threw right at him.
I don't know if it's a good enough reason to put a guy at the plate. Just kill the game, kill the momentum of the game. Yeah, it's bad enough the hitters can't hit. You imagine the pitchers having a hit?
Yeah. Steve Avery did hit a home run or 2, I think. Maybe like 1.
Or 1 or 2. Yeah. I mean, you have a few guys that can do a little something. There's no doubt about it.
I was listening to you doing that, and the guy, I'm looking at this junk house. It's coming down the street. I'm in a real bad neighborhood. Riding a bicycle, dragging a mattress behind it.
That's a visual.
That's crazy. I got a picture of it. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He takes it across the street and starts cutting it up with pliers. I guess he's taking it to the scrap yard. Today's been a day.
Is that his bed, or is he stealing it?
No, I think they got it out of somebody else's yard, and their meth head's cutting it up to take the metal out of it and take it to the scrap yard.
All right, do you want to get on this?
I did not offer on that house.
You want to get on this trifecta?
I do.
All right, Indiana gets 11.5 at Ohio State.
11.5 ain't gonna be enough. I have to take Ohio State.
You know what? I hate to do this, but I'll take the Suckeyes.
Alabama or A&M is -2.5 at Auburn.
I'm gonna take A&M to cover on this. And LSU Lynch was saying they need a quarterback. I told him that Peyton Thorne's available in about 2 weeks.
A&M bought every player.
Now, Peyton Thorne doesn't have any eligibility left. Alabama is -13.5 at Oklahoma.
I think Alabama's going to cover that. Oklahoma's just wounded.
Roll Tide!
And Army gets 14.5 at Notre Dame.
I want Army to win this game so bad. I'm going to take Army. Everything said about this.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Did you see the video? The Navy video for their uniforms?
I did. Yeah.
And
I like the Navy ones better than the Army ones this year.
Look at you being objective. Roll Tide.
Yeah. We're going to break. When we come back, 2-minute warning. Vinny will close us out right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join us all season long as we get you ready for primetime NFL action every Monday night. Along with Kevin Harlan, Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner, and the entire Westwood One team will take you inside the locker rooms and the stadiums for exclusive previews and all the play-by-play action. Every week on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Lots of wise and well-informed car buyers wait all year long for this time of year because they know year-end deals are worth the wait. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. We've got 700 Fords for you to choose from. And if you've had your eye on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, listen up. Come and see us at Woody Anderson Ford today, and you'll drive home with no payments for 90 days, plus get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months and $1,000 in bonus cash. This is good, and it bears repeating. Come get your best year-end deal on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, and you'll keep your cash for the holidays and make no payments for 90 days. You'll also get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, we're going to throw in $1,000 holiday bonus cash. The year end is here, and we've got the deals that make it worth the wait. With your good credit, these offers end December 31st, only at Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
You know, this process is all about talking ball.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond.
What did they want privacy for? To just start talking ball.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Two-minute warning is brought to you by our good friends at Minuteman Press for all your printing and promotional needs. It's Minuteman Press. I like them so much. I use them for our church, and we use them at the radio station for everything. It's Minuteman Press, not only putting ink on paper, but promotional items as well, banners, signage, all kinds of stuff. They do it at Minuteman Press. All right, we go back to the lines. My cousin Vinny will close this out. Vinny, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing well, Tom, and you're well, I assume?
I am fantastic.
That's best news I've heard all day. Hey, real quick, I love Brandon, and he's a legend, and I love the guy. But I will tell you what, is he not a walking encyclopedia of useless information?
Yeah, random stuff. Brandon is he's like one of the kings of randomness.
Oh, absolutely. But I always listen to what Brandon has to say because you never know what he's going to bring.
Oh,
never.
You never know what's coming out of that guy's pie hole. You're right.
Well, anyway, real quick, I was listening to Feinbaum yesterday, and he was interviewing a college professor, a president of a university, and he was talking about how the presidents of the university select the college football playoff committee. And these college football playoff committee people are pretty much academia. So he said basically to them, merit doesn't matter as much as equity. So that's why you have the undefeated teams so high, or the one-loss teams that haven't played anybody all year. It's kind of like, oh, they haven't been there for a while, so let's put them up there. Things like that. So I just thought it was interesting.
I mean, there is a number of football people that are on that list as well. Gary Pinkel is on that list. Randall McDaniel is one of the selectors. Jim Grobe, ex-football coach at Wake Forest, is on that list. I mean, most of these guys have some sort of a football background, but there is a liberalist. I mean, should I use that term? Can I say that term? I mean, the kind of a liberal, socialistic mentality. It's like, everybody gets a chance. Yeah, right. There's a little bit of that, going on there. Yeah.
All right, I'll text my picks in, Tom. All right,
text them in. All right,
I'll do that.
Good job by you. All right. I don't know. Appreciate the call. It's a good job by you. I mean, I assume they get a lot of data points or given a lot of information. They're not just looking at a team and saying, oh, look, they're undefeated. Let's put them in. Yeah. I think it's a little more than that. All right, coming up next, it's the Paul Feinbaum Show. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. We'll have a truncated week next week with the holiday, but we got a lot of ground to cover going into that final week of the college football season. So until then, Joe Hunk makes the show. I'm Thom Abraham. Y'all have yourself a great day.